Commission's direction to staff to issue citations for noncompliance with the design review permit condition regarding the eagle ornament on the exterior of 2 West Richmond Avenue in the Point Richmond National Register Historic District.
Okay, I think on this one we will begin with the staff report, and then I will open the public hearing.
Madam Mayor, this matter is an appeal by property owner Richard Lompa of direction from the Planning Commission to issue citations for maintaining an eagle on the roof of his building, which is contrary to a design review permit condition of approval. Mr. Lompa contends that the permit condition is inappropriate because the eagle is not an architectural element of the building, but it is merely a personal ornament.
Okay, with that, I will open the public hearing. The process by which we do this, City Clerk, do you want to read that?
Yes, the process will be that the applicant gets 8 minutes with an option of a 2-minute rebuttal. All other speakers that sign up will receive 3 minutes.
Okay. Mr. Lompa, do you want to begin? You have 8 minutes.
Yeah, I'm amazed that I'm even here. This is the 4th city body that I've been in front of over something that, in my opinion, has no relevance as to what they're citing it for in any way. This eagle is a personal element. It has nothing to do with the historical, structural element of this building now or ever. So for the city to do what they've done is actually, to me, kind of a joke. So I've done extensive discovery work like an attorney would do, and I came across one thing that really kind of woke me up. It was a description out of Webster's dictionary of a bureaucrat. An official of a bureaucracy, number 1. Number 2, an official who works by fixed routine without exercising intelligent judgment. And this is the perfect classic example of what has happened. The city has taken somebody's opinion about this eagle and tried to mix it in with the building. They even talked about affecting the use permit of the building. This is no different than a piece of art, a piece of a weather vane, or any other thing on a building. If that eagle is removed and taken somewhere else, it will not affect anything on the building. The Hotel Mac right now has a reindeer on the front of their building, but they will be removing that. So my opinion is that how this ever got to this place is beyond comprehension, that you could have 4 city bodies, now the city council, listening to something of this type. And in my little running around Point Richmond, we just happened to see another symbol on a building that's been there for a long time. So would this peace symbol here be okay, but my eagle is not okay? I think that's actually kind of a comedy, to say something or do something. We've just had across the street 2 examples. One, the Plunge, which is obviously a historical building. It's got numerous changes on it from the original historical thing. It doesn't have that big sign that's on the roof. That was never there. It was added later. There's a number of architectural elements on here that are gone. The original Plunge had 2 flagpoles here. They're gone. All of a sudden now, we've transformed it into I don't know what they talked about, this mushroom that used to be inside. Now it's out in the front yard. And here we've got this mountain that just all of a sudden grew up came from no place. That's not part of the original historical structure or surroundings. So It's just that this got so far out of control that here's a building that magically changed from a reading room for the railroad workers, then it became the train master building, and guess what? It's now a bank. And it's a bank sitting on city property. How that all came about is way over my head. So my opinion is that I'm being somewhat singled out for whatever reason it is, I don't know. And then I knew there was something seriously fishy about what is going on in my case. So lo and behold, I'm driving down the street and I see a fish on a building. So I knew something was fishy. This fish is about 70 feet long, and guess what? It's hanging on the side of a historic civic center, which we are kind of here right now. This fish, who put that on there? Did that go in front of some committee, or the design review, or the historic preservation committee, or the city council? And then all of a sudden, you look on the same building, and there's a forest of cell towers on the top. But my eagle somehow is more, I can't even fantasize how to explain that. If you use any common sense and logic, that somehow I'm being singled out, and I'm thinking we're talking about some serious discrimination on some level, and I don't know what it is. But I'm kind of doing some, and in the Secretary of the Interior's criteria for preservation of historical buildings, there's 10 elements. The city used one of them. All buildings, structures, and sites shall be recognized as products of their own time, alterations that have no historical basis, which seek to create an early appearance shall be discouraged. What does that have to do with that eagle on my property? So I'm kind of, to be very blunt about it, I'm preparing myself to appear in court, because I would actually challenge the city of Richmond to take me to court over my eagle. That eagle, along with the flag, are symbols of our country. Lots of people have died for those symbols, fighting for those symbols, and here we are attacking me on, guess what, December the 7th. You're attacking me as they attacked in Pearl Harbor, and I ain't going to take it. So, you know, if you guys want to have some stuff, what I'm going to suggest is you get the legal department to get with some study sessions, because when they take me on, if that is your choice, they will be sorry. I think I might be stuffed in a bucket, but I will not go down easy. Will not go down easy. The city is not going to take... If I was doing something that was blatantly wrong, I would admit it. I'd say, yeah, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, I'm sorry about it. But when they started threatening me to take the eagle down or else, especially when there were no grounds, in my opinion, to do that. So anyway, that's my opinion. In addition, I would suggest the city of Richmond go out and recruit about 100 people like me to pick on, send them down McDonald Avenue, take some of those derelict buildings, and start developing it. That's all I did. I bought a derelict building that was shut down. It was a derelict mess. I spent lots and lots of money developing that building, and we now have a business operating in there that is pretty successful. They have, you keep screaming, jobs, jobs, jobs. He's got 25 people working there plus, and 90% of them live in Richmond. So what else do you want? What if you had 100 people doing what I did? Now you might have 2,500 jobs instead of a bunch of... By the way, I was going to suggest you take Point Melati and rename it fantasy point, because this is going to go
Your
on
8 minutes
forever
is
talking
up.
about it.
Miss-
I have a question.
I know, I understand your position.
We
The other
have your
people can
position.
ramble on for any
Okay.
amount of
All
time.
right, we have
but
a
when I
process
talk,
for
you
a
want to
public
get rid of
hearing.
me. Good, okay.
Mr. Lompa, we appreciate your comments on this. Councilmember
Sorry about
Lopez.
that.
That's all right.
Mr.
Councilmember
Lompa, my
Lopez.
understanding is that when you went before the design review board, your eagle was on the building.
Yeah,
Right.
when I went, I know the whole thing. First, I went before the Historic Preservation Subcommittee. They told me to take the eagle off. And at that point, I was almost oblivious. That would be almost like a police officer pulling me over to give me a ticket because I was driving a red car. I thought it was kind of funny. I wasn't sure. I kind of felt sorry for them for telling me to take that eagle off the roof. I couldn't understand why they would do that. So anyway, then I went before the Design Review Committee, and one of the members of Design Review said, well, we have to enforce the Historic Preservation Group or we will lose our power. What does that mean? You're going to take a position because you're going to lose your power? Then when I went to they set me in front of the Planning Commission, I was up there. I thought I presented myself fairly well. I thought I was talking to some bobbleheads. They weren't even listening to what I was saying. They were just saying, and then they said, well, we might give you another month or two to take the eagle down, or then we'll cite you. And at that point, I said, I don't want you to wait another minute. Cite me right now. So I feel strong about my position, extremely strong. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel very strong. I've always loved eagles. I've had eagles for 40 years. I got them all over the place. So that's my... Anybody else have any questions?
No, I think the eagle is a good representation of the challenges your building has gone through, if you know the life of an eagle.
Thank you. Thank you. We are in the public hearing. The public hearing is open, so let's hear from the public speakers.
Public hearing, so you want me to get out of here?
No, you could just, sit in the front row and we'll have